and welcome to Budmash, and today we're talking about a trailer for a new game that dropped that, ay, McCoy, hoy, hoy. It looks bad. So, if you haven't been on Twitter, which I'd say most people aren't, you know, because not everyone has a podcast or has time because everyone's got a fucking life. They got to make money, they got to do this, they got to take care of the kiddos, they got to walk the doggies, the kittens. Anyways, did I just say they walk kittens? Anyways, a new trailer for a game called Reloaded drop, which I'll place in here for you to watch. Guess you had to suffer through that trailer too. I wish I was the only one. Anyways, this trailer is about, well, you already saw about black people stealing artifacts, African artifacts, and bringing it back to their homeland, which is Africa. And first off, yes, there are African blacks, but there's like Jamaican blacks, Haitian, Trinidadian black peoples. I'm sorry, I pronounced Trinidad wrong, but my point being is, I'm sure there's different like types of cultures. I feel like this was done by an HR Karen. This game, a white HR Karen, may I say you? Like it feels like to me, it's like, oh my god, we're doing something well for the black people. And it's like, no, you're not. First of all, I'll be honest, and this is gonna me being really honest. It's black people stealing. Like that's isn't that a stereotype of a black person or what the culture is? Being honest question here, isn't that a stereotype that usually people don't want to put in? Like, where's the sensitivity meter, y'all? Like, y'all get on white people's asses about it, but y'all just fucked up. And this feels like I don't know if you heard the controversy where Miles Morales became a rapping god when he had Thor's hammer, and essentially stayed in the ghetto because that's his home. And it's like, most black people at least aspire to get out of the ghetto. That's why they idolize especially black icons, or at least this is like in the 90s and 2000s, and a lot of this, so it might change, but at least in the 90s and 2000s, a lot of black people, worshipped or idolized black icons who escaped the ghetto. So what is this? What is this fucking shit? Like, I feel like I said, this is some white HR Karen who decided to design this game. I know it's by an African team, but it just feels very white Karen HR-ish. And then also, if you really wanted to go the African route, couldn't you like do a game that sort of deals with ancient African culture and then sort of ties in the mysticism and have it sort of affect current day Africa, because it's a great way to tie into sort of the culture, sort of like the mysticism that exists with African, and have it, sort of tie into present day, sort of how that even mystical god is sort of affecting current day Africa in the game, whether it be good or bad. But just have games set in Africa and actually do it well. And this ain't doing it well. It makes it really, it really tries to justify these person's actions when it's wrong. And I think this is sort of not just with this game, but a trait that I think frustrates me and many people in general, is where instead of using a backstory to give sort of a villain more depth and understanding, it's used in a way for you to essentially give them pity or set up for their inevitable redemption. Which, one, not everyone's redeemable, especially if they did some horrible shit. Like, that's why I love Yutsuya so much for Final Fantasy XIV, is because she knew she was an irredeemable, person. And at the end of the day, she tried to take down the War of Light along with her brother, Granted, she got one person, but not the Warrior of Light. But that's what I love about it because she knew she was irredeemable. And I understand, like, wanting redemption, but it feels like it's an overdone trope, in my opinion, in general. Of, oh yeah, here's the villain's sad sob backstory, so you can feel bad for them. It's something that I feel like is overdone, and if done well, I think it could be good. But right now, it's just done not good and not well. It just feels like mental gymnastics to validate bad action in general, like not just with this game, but in general. And I think that's what people don't like in general. I mean, I just honestly I feel like it's overused trope in the literature right now. Instead of giving, like I said, instead of giving the villain nuance, it's like, oh, here's my sob story, boo hoo 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 hoo. Let me go cry you a river along with my alligator tears. So yeah, and this is going to be released on Epic, and I don't know what the frick Epic's doing. Because I'll be honest, this is a really bad decision. I don't think this game will sell well. It's already getting roasted on Twitter. And while, yes, I understand Twitter is not the whole internet, it's also getting downvoted on YouTube. Games trailer got 192 likes to 3.9k dislikes. And then the Xbox trailer got 874 likes to 7.7k dislikes. So I think that's a sign of this ain't gonna sell well. But whatever. That it ain't my money, it ain't my decision. I'm just saying this ain't gonna work. What do you guys think? I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys have a good one. Stay healthy, stay hydrated, and happy gaming. Bye bye. Thank you for listening.